I think the biggest thing for me right now is rethinking wellness. So we're getting Quantum Wellness Spa LA up and running, right? And the idea there is to rethink wellness. For right now, humanity thinks that critical health and wellness go in the same category. And I think that that's my biggest point that I want to help change in the next few years.
Critical health and wellness go in the same category. That's a confused point of view.
Yeah, it's a hugely confused point of view.
When you say critical health, what does that term mean?
Well, the average person, at least in America, I would say probably worldwide, but in America for sure, because of all the over signaling, is in critical health and they don't know it. And that's a big problem, right? So if you think of health and wellness, you think of like them as the same thing. Like people even use them interchangeably. Oh,
Right.
well, I'm healthy. Oh, well, I'm well. No, this is different. So well is like something that can hold something. Health is the container itself. So if you think about it, your well runs dry. You're not in wellness. You're actually in something else. You're maybe defining health. And the struggle is that there's different phases. So I want to kind of go through this real quick and then
Great.
we can go deeper.
Okay, and
But-
I always, forgive me, I always like to ask questions if I catch something that's really stuck in my saddle.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the first stage of life I call health, right? That's where we want to be. Health is where we're learning and defining and figuring out who we are with ourselves. The problem is that we've delegated authority of health to others. So in other words, I want to know what health means to you because I need to know what health means to me. Okay, well, that could be great if I understand what you understand health to be, and then I take that and resource it, and then I understand and apply what's real for me and let the rest go. Then I'm actually enhancing and strengthening the container that is health, right? But if I go to a doctor and I delegate full control and authority over to that doctor, and he says, you're going to take this prescription, this prescription, this prescription, this prescription, and hands it to me, and I take that without ever looking up what it does, how it affects me, or even asking whether it's good for me, what I've done is I've delegated my fullness of health over. And what actually happens is now I'm moving into critical health. Now, this is important because critical health is the kitchen sink perspective of life. If you're in critical health, you throw the kitchen sink at it, you hope something sticks. That's how people approach life. The problem is that in health, you're supposed to figure out what works for you. In critical health, you do throw the kitchen sink at it. But then there's another category called wellness. Wellness is you know enough about your own health that you start to take optimization and bring it in and see whether it actually moves you into an overflow state or not. So the last stage is optimization. Optimization is not a stage you can live in. People think you can, but optimization is pure signals. That's
It's
all
an
it
action.
is. Yeah. So when people think of health and wellness and optimization, they often think that they're all in the same. It's one of the biggest things with the biohackers that I have an issue with is people are biohacking. Well, biohacking means you're signaling the body to do something. Now I want to get to the most important thing ever, and that's resources. In the world that I live in, there's only two things. There's signals and there's resources. And some things can be both, but most things aren't. Most things are pure signals. So when people are taking a prescription drug, what are they doing? They're signaling their body to do something. They're telling something to do something less or do something more.
The prescription is the signal.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're in a phase where your signals are broken and you're not able to do that because you're in critical health and you need to reestablish a pattern or a signal, learn about why you're doing that. Take the thing, learn from the thing, and then move forward. We're taught that we need to be consumers, but we're actually builders. So what that means is our body actually learns things. And this is proven. Like I can go fasting for like 40 days with no food and almost no water. And that's not supposed to be scientifically possible. And yet I can do it because my body knows how to create resources from the quantum field. And that's where true wellness comes in, and optimization is the highest optimization is being able to read the quantum field and pull the nutrients from that space. In the Bible, they called it manna from heaven, for instance.